see me miss a lot. Dude, the only thing I will say about that thing is it throws brass like right over your right shoulder, and I ate like 3 or 4 pieces here.
You need to hand me that camera for a second.
Why?
You need to see this.
Why?
The whole YouTube community needs to see this. The dirt marks that he got on his dome from getting hit with. So, what we got here is we got something that I picked up. My defense for getting this one is I was walking around one morning, I was getting ready to go out, I couldn't find anything to wear. As in, I couldn't find a gun to wear. So I had to go get a new one. You know, I thought that I'd try out these American Tacticals. You know, we've heard some things about them, nothing too serious. This is a American Tactical Titan lightweight. This is their alloy frame offering. The fit and finish on this gun seems really nice. The first couple mags, like the first 20 rounds, we had some hang-ups and whatnot. We had one hang-up during that string. It just seems the more ammo that we're putting through it, the fewer issues that we're having with it.
I want to say the first magazine we ran through it, every single round did it.
Yeah, and you know, it's just getting, incidents of problems are just getting less and less and less. Chamber cold. You know, the trigger's nice and crisp. Probably about, or wait, what did the guy put it on the scale at the store at? It was like right at 4?
4 and 3/4.
Yeah. You know, this is made, the American Tacticals and the Rock Islands, they're all made in the same factory. This is, you know, this is one of those Filipino 1911s. You can see it stamped somewhere right there, manufactured in the Philippines. Offerings on this pistol, you know, this comes with the checkered scales, unlike a Rock Island that has the smooth. This is dovetailed for, I think these are Novak cuts. These are not Novak sights, but they do have Novak cuts. Comes with the extended beaver tail, ambidextrous safety lever, ring hammer, 3-hole trigger. You know, for $550, this is a pretty well featured 1911.
I would agree. Compared to the ones that, like some of the Rock Islands that we saw that were similar price point, I felt that this was more loaded than the ones that were on the counter next to it for the same offering.
Also, you know, other things that this pistol has. You know, this doesn't have a stainless steel barrel, or you know, it's an aluminum frame, so that they didn't polish the feed ramp. One thing that they did do is, instead of just phosphating everything, like a lot of lower end manufacturers will do, they actually took the time to blue the barrel. So this is a blued barrel instead of a phosphate, so it's smooth. They also polished the chamber face. With this, they actually make a really nice mag. You know, this is an anti-tilt 1911 mag, holds 7 rounds. It's also blued steel. It's smooth. It's not really any hang up going in.
And it fits flush at 7 rounds.
This pistol will take standard 1911 mags, you know, 7 and 8 rounders. The standard ones stick out about that far.
And then you're going to get some 10 rounders too, some 10 round Kimbers.
Yeah, I need to get the Kimber 10 rounds and walk around like, well, probably stick out like that.
Yeah.
But this is, I'll tell you what this mag reminds me of. For my full size, I had a really nice Smith & Wesson mag, blued steel, and some of the Metgar 1911 mags. This is probably, you know, this might be a Metgar contract because it is an Italian mag. You know, it's made in Italy. But other than that, it's fun to shoot.
I'd like to take a mag through it if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You know, you said you were talking about the mag and about the quality of the mag, and I will say that this does load pretty smooth compared to most 1911 mags that I've had, or that I've felt. like some of those ones on some of your other 1911s, but this one was pretty smooth. Maybe it's because I only had to put 8 in it, or 7 in it instead of 8.
Yeah,
but,
I normally keep 8 rounders around.
All right, you good?
Yep. It definitely loads smoother than those Chip McCormicks I have, even though the Chip is a really good mag.
What do you want? You want the Indian or you want the...
Do the flapper gizmo thingy.
On the left?
No, do the one in the middle.
Oh, you're asking for a lot there, bud. It's a 3-inch barrel. Running out of gas once it gets...
Well,
they're not quite making it over there, man. They're hitting a little low. It's holding top of the target.
No, you're hidden in a circular pattern around the target, so you're shooting minute a man.
Yeah, whatever. That's like a 13-inch plate or something, or 14, 15-inch plate. So
yeah, it's like, what would you say, 30 yards?
That?
Yeah.
It's more like 50.
Yeah.
That's the far range. Go ahead and charge that thing back up.
Okay, so another feature that this has that a lot of your lower end 1911s aren't going to have is they went ahead and put a ramped barrel in this. What this barrel does is it eliminates the need for that barrel bushing that you always have on the front of a 1911 that would sit in there.
Oh yeah?
And they also added a captive spring guide rod system, which this is similar to like what a Glock uses, or a SIG really doesn't use a captive spring.
No, it's got a woven spring. It's not a captive.
A lot better spring.
But yeah, why don't you go ahead and fire that magazine through it, and we'll field strip it.
So, what do we want to shoot at?
Why don't you try something a little bigger?
Okay. I'll take one shot at the whistle pig,
Okay.
and then we'll shoot at the gong. Because we all know how I shoot pistols.
Hit.
Okay, we'll switch to the gong.
You're a failure to go into battery there, bud.
Okay, so again, we had a couple hang-ups, but it's lower in 1911. It's brand new. When I break it apart, you'll see that like the finish isn't even polished off some of the parts on the inside. So
you can tell immediately on the barrel there. It's not. Yeah. It's starting to polish a little bit, but
yeah, it's just things that are expected. It's not like pulling a Poly Wonder out of the box and it cycles.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes. Unless it's that Gen 4 Glock. That thing never cycled. So it comes apart like any other 1911. The difference is, however, is the captive spring. So this kind of comes apart like your Glock, Beretta, SIG. You got to pull this ignorant thing out, which is kind of hard to get out. Field stripping this thing's actually kind of a pain. But I'm not going to pull it out because it's got like another bushing in there and everything. You can see it's just now starting to polish up a little bit.
But the thing that is really important to remark is that they've eliminated that front bushing.
Yeah, you don't have to do the push down and twist and pray.
And wear iPro when you disassemble it.
Yeah, I mean, it took me about 30 minutes to get this out last time.
30 minutes? And then you watched the YouTube review?
Well, no, I was afraid to. I knew what I was doing, I was just afraid to break it. I tend to break things.
Here's your frame, bro.
Okay, reassembly, same as any bushingless 1911. Slide it back on. You got to do the magic trick where you pull it back to the reassembly slot and insert this thing. And you don't get the 1911 scratch. On my Springfield. Just try Vermocht in it instead of using the slide release. It didn't do it that time either.
Nope.
It's just not really appreciative of that.
It doesn't like that either.
There you go.
Yep. It really does not like to be force fed at all.
Well, she better start liking it.
All right, let's see if I can hit your mystery target over here, bud.
Okay. We have a small flapper that you probably saw in earlier videos.
Probably a 3 or 4 inch square.
It's kind of seized up, so we're trying to knock it loose. You got it.
Did I?
You didn't that? Ow.
Whatever. But, you know, I like this gun, dude. I really do. I would like to see it again in about 300 rounds to see how it's doing, see if it allows us to force feed it a little bit better. That doesn't turn me on at all, that I can put a round in the chamber and drop a slide on it and it really doesn't do anything. That might be a function of how tight the extractor is. Maybe it'll loosen up after some rounds. I'm not entirely sure. But as far as price per value, I thought this was a pretty good pickup. But
yeah, it just needs, you know, it needs time.
That, and the other thing I see you doing is I see this as a money pit for you.
You have a point.
Yes. Real quick, just
Wilson Combat Officers model parts will fit in it.
Officer's model versus like a Kel-Tec PF9 size comparison.
You get twice the gun if you carry the officer's model, because the 1911 will at least fire the first round every time you pull the trigger.
This one, not so much. But no, seriously.
It makes a satisfying thud when it hits the ground, though.
It does. But in all seriousness, I think this is an alright pickup.
Yeah, we'll revisit it. I'm thinking about picking up a Rock Island 2 and running the two against each other.
I'll participate in that. I might even buy some of your ammo.
Yeah.